Right, loci questions then. This is section 16 on page, well, I'm working on page 235. This is question 11. I've done a whole load of other loci questions in the foundation course, so you've got to look at those really. I'm doing very, very few questions. It doesn't go beyond grade C, so anyway. In Southwark there are two mobile phone masts 40 kilometres apart. There they are. It says make a map showing the two masts using a scale of 1 centimetre to 4 kilometres. So straight away I know that my 4 kilometres is to be scaled down to 1 centimetre. So my 40 kilometres must represent a distance of 10 centimetres. And look, I've taken the liberty to draw a 10 centimetre line using my ruler facility. And I've called that mast A, looking, you know, from on top. And I've called that mast B. And then it says each mast has a range of 32 kilometres. Well, if I divide by 4, I should get 8 centimetre range there. And if you're using a phone outside the building, you've got a 32 kilometre range, or 8 centimetres on my diagram. And if I'm using my phone inside a building, I've only got a 24 kilometre range, so I divide that by 4, and that's basically 6 centimetres. So I've got my scaling correct now. It says find the locus of points where you can get a signal outside but not inside the house. Alright, so first of all let's put these two parameters, these constraints on the diagram. Now 8 centimetres from mast A, which represents the 32 kilometres, so that's 8. Essentially what I've got to do is try and draw a radius of 8 centimetres. Of course it's huge this and probably go way off the page, but I have to try and draw this freehand, I really am. So there's your 8, and so basically the range it's going to follow is sort of this, isn't it? Look at that, it's huge. Again, very rough. I don't have a facility for drawing with a compass on the screen, so oh come on, that's got to be worth. Oh, that's got to be worth something. It's quite beautiful. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So that's an 8 centimetre radius. In other words, a 32 kilometre radius in any direction. So if I use my phone anywhere within this circumference here, then I've got a lovely reception. Now, same way, let's measure 8 from the other end. So if I put the 8 here, I can start drawing there, can't I? Go all the way around, do exactly the same thing, see what I can do. So 8 centimetres. Let's see if I can get a decent result here as well. Oh dear, dear, dear. A bit wonky. This is hard, but I hope you can appreciate what I'm trying to do here for you people. Right, there we are. So look, anywhere within this area, I can get a fantastic reception, provided I'm outside. Now, if I'm inside, my range drops to just 24 kilometres, in other words 6 centimetres. So I'll do that in blue then, and let's move to mast A. So 6 centimetres will represent my 24 kilometres. Let's do that in blue and see how that looks. Right, there's 6. I want to try and draw a lovely little circle that sort of fits within this one. There should be around 6 centimetres in radius, and go back home. Alright, so within the blue zone, that's the range I would get if I'm in a building. If I'm in the red zone, the wider zone there, then I can get a wider, better reception outside. Alright, so let's just do 6 from the other end as well. It's getting a bit messy, but that's the way it is with loci. I've got to be really careful to do what it says. Right, 6. So let me just start here. Go all the way around like so. Staying within the blue parameters. And back home. Looks a bit like a scrambled egg, but don't worry about that. Let's get rid of this horrid little ruler quickly, so we can talk. Now, what have I got here? Let me just join the red. Let's see how I can do that, and then we'll talk about it. Right, what we got? We got the wider 32 kilometre zone and the smaller range of 24 kilometres. And the story says, I've got to, and I quote, find the locus of points where you can get a signal outside but not inside a house. Right, outside but not inside. So this is inside and that is outside. So therefore I will need to try and shade out this area skillfully somehow. Let me have a go at that. This is the required area. All this is outside the house. All this, what a mess it is. Look at that. This is the area I want. That part, that part, that part, that part, and stop. I mustn't go in the blue area because that's the reception radius from within the house, so I can be out here. Right, all this. Do you get the idea? Hope you do. Looks like I'm designing a donut. But it's not, it's a loci question. It's going to get me a grade C. And there you go, that's it. So this is the area. It's the permitted area. How to spell permitted? Is it two T's? Same. How do you spell permitted? He doesn't know. Okay. Okay. Looks alright. So permitted area outside, but not inside the building. Is that alright? Very nice. I'm quite happy with that. And there it is. Outside but not inside. Find the locus of points where you can get a signal outside but not inside. In other words, that's the area. Let me just pause and think again. Yeah, no problem. That's it. Now, next question. See what we've got here. Actually, I think the next question is straight into the assess. Let me just check that. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is pause that video and make it video number 1. It's a standalone question for section 6.1. Again, I've done plenty on the foundation course. Please look at them. I won't be repeating myself. And I'll do the majority from the assess because I've just chosen questions that are completely different. Alright? So I'll see you soon in the assess.